Behind me is a new tomato bed, already planted with lots of tomatoes. And to go along with the new bed, I'm going to try a new style of tomato string trellising. The only equipment I need, and you need if you do it as well, is some garden staples and some string or twine. I'm using jute twine. I really like it because it will go into the compost right away after the season, so I'm not creating landfill waste. So, and a lot of people are worried that jute twine isn't strong enough to hold tomatoes. And certainly for 2 seasons, I don't think it's strong enough. But for 1 season, it's worked for me and it's worked for other gardeners. We'll see, I guess. So to start, all I'm going to do is tie a loop at the top of this bar that runs across the length of my bed, and then I'm going to pull it down, fasten it with the garden staples at the base of the tomato plants, and go back and forth. So each tomato is going to end up having 2 strings coming out. So find the end of my string, and I'm just going to do a simple square knot. Make a loop, right over left and under, left over right and under, like that. Now for this first one, I'm going to come down and then go back up on the inside. This is just to keep this loop from sliding off later in the season, if that might be a problem. So take my string down to my tomato, get my garden staple right in the middle, and right where I'd like it to be, in the soil like that. Back up. Not a lot of tension here. Gonna go under, over, under. I lied, I'm on this side of it. Whichever side is gonna keep it from sliding off. That's all that I want. Yeah, so that side. And under, over, under. So I'm putting my staple, I'm trying to direct it away from the roots, if I can tell where they are, an inch or 2 from the main stem, and just loosely in like that. My theory is that if it needs more slack as it grows up, I will be able to accommodate that by just sort of loosening that staple, even taking it all the way off the ground, because by then the string will be attached to 2 vines. We'll see if that's correct. Okay, this is my last one. So I'm going to finish just the way I started by tying it to the top, and I'm going to tie it on the inside of that last loop there. I could even tie it straight to the string, but give myself a little slack. There we go. Another square knot. You could be fancy, do some fancy knots. I'm not climbing rocks right now, so just a square knot. So now every tomato has 2 strings coming up from the base of it, and one of those strings will be for the main stem, and the second will be for a second main stem, which will arise from the first sucker on these tomato plants. So essentially, I'm going to be pruning my tomatoes to have 2 main stems. And the reason I'm doing that is to see if I can increase my harvest. One main stem does give more tomatoes theoretically than any sucker would, but a main stem plus a sucker, I think I can maximize my yield. Now, it's fine as these stems grow to twist them around the string as they go up, and it will attach to the string, it will grow with the string, and it will be fine. But I do like using these little doohickeys. They're not very expensive, they're reusable. These are ones from last year. And what they do is they grab the string and then the tomato grows through here. So let me show you what I mean. So here's my tomato, and here are my two strings that will go up in a V. Now I could easily just twist this around like this, but instead what I like to do is I grab the tomato like this, so it's nice and lax, and then find where on the string I think that should go. Then I'll turn it around so that this middle piece will catch the string, be stuck there, and then I snap it around the tomato. Get it like that. So this tomato vine will grow up this string, and when it sets off a sucker that I don't prune, I'll bring it over to this string to go up this one. Quick and easy setup. Now mind you, I did have a overhead bar, but you can use all kinds of things for this. You can be creative. This is copper pipe that my husband just quickly made a little frame of and stuck into this new bed for me. It could be made out of wood, it could be actually an existing fence, it could be all kinds of things. Then you just twist your string around it, and environmentally friendly, quick, easy tomato trellis. Hopefully I'll get great yields. However your garden grows, keep growing as a gardener. Now, you might be wondering about this bed, and actually it is full of tomatoes as well, and garlic on the outside here. What am I going to do with this one? Well, I'm going to do something called the Florida weave with this. And it's a very similar idea, except instead of the string going up and down, it's going to go across. So what I will do when the tomatoes are just a little bit bigger is I will tie one end of my string to the bottom of this post right here, and then I weave it back and forth. This side, this side, this side, this side, which makes a mesh of the string, and the tomato grows up the plane of it like that. I can do another video of that later in the season if you're interested.